Hello and welcome to the video on the rest of the way and to SummerSlam out of 10. And yeah, the biggest part of the summer's finally here. Lots going on. The card is absolutely stacked for this event. So many great matches. And yeah, we kick things off with a bit of a Kid Wilkins concert before we headed for the first match tonight. Stuff that we actually wanted, wrestling matches on a wrestling show. Logan Paul versus Ricochet. Logan fled the ring early before coming back with some chain rolls and an elbow to the chin. Ricochet got a neck breaker on the apron before taunting ringside, announces Samantha at ringside. Paul then got a running power slam for a near fall before getting a Hulk Hogan-esque leg drop. Ricochet was sent flying with a back body drop before countering Spanish Fly off the apron. Paul then got what was an STO flip off the apron before heading back for a crossbody moonsault. Ricochet got a Hurricane neckbreaker off the top rope before getting a big sequence of dives leading up to a shooting star press for a near fall. Logan then got a tornado DDT off counter before Ricochet got out with a recall. Ricochet then went for the top rope finisher, but Paul got his knees up. Ricochet took an inverted powerbomb before kicking out of a frog splash. Ricochet then got a near fall off of springboard before Logan rolled out of the way for a 630 splash. Someone handled Ricochet's Logan brass knucks in the apron before Paul hit Ricochet in the face with it and got the win. And yeah, this gets 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, kind of a screwy finish to protect Ricochet, but at the same time give Logan Paul the win. And yeah, I think that's kind of the way we all anticipated it would go. And yeah, I think it worked well as well. Kind of got each of the requirements for what they needed here. So yeah, like I say, worked well and gets 7 out of 10 from me. Next up was Cody versus Brock. Rose unloaded on Brock as soon as the match began, but the Beast took a big German suplex. Cody came back with 2 ass kicks before Brock blocked the curd. Cody then dodged the spear in the corner and hit Brock with a big dive to the outside. Back in the ring, Cody was being tossed around with suplexes, but he not kept getting back on his feet. Rose was tossed outside and Brock yelled at him down and saved himself, but Cody rolled back in the ring with a missed suplexes before being tossed back out again. Cody then took another F5 and then another 3 announcers. Cody barely beat the 10 count before Brock hit some more suplexes. Back outside, Cody managed to hit Brock with steel sets. Back inside, Cody got a disaster kick and 2 Cody cutters before getting a near fall. Brock came out of the Kimura lock before Cody struggled and eventually got to the bottom right. Cody comes to the F5 before sending Brock into its place turnbuckle and locking the Kimura on the Beast. The Beast broke out of it before Cody got a trio crossroads for the win. Brock and Cody had a stare down before Lesnar shook his hand and gave them a hug, and Lesnar raised the American Nightmare's hand walking out. And yeah, this was great. It gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Lovely moment at the end. Brock going away for a while. Going away, I guess does make sense. Kind of seems like they called an audible as well. But yeah, Cody getting the win. 100% the right decision. Brutal match, but Cody doing it in the best way possible. And yeah, that's going to really heal him up, you feel, after a few tough matches for Cody. So yeah, I think this is a great decision here. And yeah, a really good way of doing it there too. 8 out of 10. It was then time for the SummerSlam Battle Royal. The match was about to start when MVP came out and Omos was announced as taking part. He immediately sent Apollo Crews and JD McDonough and Rick Boogs over the top rope. McDonough was away from TV, but he seems to return here. The Brawling Bricks and Alpha Academy went after Omos but failed to eliminate him. Otis eliminated by Imperium before Gable eliminated Vinci, Eric and Ivar was sent over the race, followed by Shinsuke Nakamura and Ciampa. Rich Holland and Cameron Grimes were gone as well before Francis Escobar eliminated Theory, Karrion Kross and Scantus Escobar over the race before Gable did the same to Kaiser. Omos eliminated Riddle and Butch before the whole lineup worked together to eliminate Omos. Waller and Miz teamed up, but LA Knight eliminated the Miz while Sheamus did the same to Waller. AJ took out Karrion and Bronson took out Chad Gable before Reed was eliminated by Knight. Knight and Sheamus were the final 2 superstars, and Sheamus tried to take LA out with a Celtic Cross but failed. Knight got the tape rope suplexes before clotheslining Sheamus over the top rope to the outside, and LA Knight gets the win. Hallelujah, I think that's the right move. Totally. Yeah, I guess 6 out of 10 for me. I don't think the match was bad or whatever. It kind of just felt a bit pointless on the card for their big matches. And LA getting the win. Hopefully this is the start of a mega push for him. Because yeah, let's face it, he totally deserves it. But yeah, I'm going to hold judgment. But it was a fun match, just little consequences. It was then time for Ronda versus Shayna. Ronda was in trouble early and took a beating early on from Shayna. Before Baszler tried to take down Ronda locked in a hold, but Shayna lifted her and they both fell outside with a hold locked in. Shayna was possibly injured and there was medical staff in the ring to attend to her before she got back up and tried to lock Rousey in the carry through the clash. Rousey transitioned into an armbar, but Baszler took it out into an ankle lock. Rousey rolled over for a headlock before Baszler tried for the carry through once more. Ronda was turning blue and it looked like she literally passed out on before Baszler picked up the rather quick win via ref stoppage. And yeah, this gets 6 out of 10 from me. I don't know, I just kind of feel like the rules of the match didn't work really well in WWE settings. Still a win for Baszler, and hopefully she can continue momentum. But yeah, I think it could have been improved on really better and poor match format. Before it's time for Gunther versus Drew for the IC title. Drew got the first takedown, hit a big dive to the outside, and Gunther rolled outside. Drew headed ringside and was driven to the ring post before being dropped on steel steps. Back in the ring, Gunther got some chops to the chest before kicking Drew into the corner. Drew then got the future shock DDT for a near fall before Gunther rolled back out to avoid the Claymore. Drew hit a dive to the outside before Gunther cancelled the Claymore with double dropkick and got a powerbomb for a near fall. The two traded thunderous chops to the chest before Drew got a Claymore hold for a near fall. The two men headed up to the top right before Drew was set down and Gunther hit a splash and hit the powerbomb for the win. And yes, 7 out of 10 for me. This was a really, really great match. Of course it was. Look at the two men involved. Gunther getting the win. It looks like he's going to bring the Honky Tonks man's record, and I have to say I am feeling support for that decision. He totally deserves it. And yeah, it's a good way of getting in there. Drew is his most serious challenge yet, but still not quite enough. And yeah, the reign of terror continues, and I bloody love it. Seth Rollins then took on Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth came out wearing the same jacket he had worn when he faced Finn Balor 7 years ago. Balor had even worn on the 7 on his shoulder to remind us of the same match and the eventual injury from Rollins' buckle bomb. Balor attacked Rollins from the bell and a brawl kicked out and the officials called for the bell before Balor went after Rollins' shoulder and was trying to take his arm off with a hammerlock blow before diving his knees into the champ's shoulder. Rollins was caught in a Fujiwara armbar before he came back with a Falcon Arrow for a near fall. Balor took a dive to the outside and before driving the champ's shoulder face into the ring post. Balor hit the buckle bomber on the turnbuckles before almost as if to get revenge on Rollins. Balor then got another armbar in the ring before Rollins lifted him for 2 buckle bombs in the corner. Rollins was kicked in the corner but managed to cancel the top rope suplex for a suplex. Balor then took the pedigree but managed to kick it out. Priest came out with his Money in the Bank briefcase before Balor hit a pedigree off the distraction for a near fall. Priest and Balor then were having an argument on the apron before Seth came in with a stomp for a near fall. Rollins took out Priest and Dom and hit the latter with a stomp before Finn came in off the distraction, hitting him down with a coup de grace. Balor was angry at Priest, who threw the briefcase in the ring and distracted the ref. Balor headed for the briefcase before Rollins stomped his head into it before getting the win. And yeah, this gets an 8 out of 10 from me. This was great stuff. So many different Jeopardies here. Obviously, tying back to the history of 2016. And yeah, Priest with his Money in the Bank briefcase, Judgment Day tension as well, all playing nicely into it. And obviously, yeah, the match itself was just bloody great as well. So yeah, it gets an 8 out of 10 from me. This was really great stuff. Rollins retaining. To be honest, I thought we might get a new champ here, but definitely not against Rollins retaining it all the same. Next up was the Women's Championship Triple Threat, Asuka v Charlotte v Bianca. Charlotte was in control early on, but Asuka got some big moves in and sent her outside before taking on Bianca in the ring. Charlotte came back to break up a pin after Asuka hit a massive knee strike, and the champ took both challengers down with kicks. Bianca and Asuka hit the double potential selection before Bianca got a neckbreaker DDT combo on both opponents, but they then got some big moves. But Chia divers met with knees from both Flair and Asuka. Flair caught up by Asuka lot, but Bianca came in and broke it up, and Charlotte hit a moonsault on Blair, and Asuka got a top rope DDT on Flair. Asuka managed to block the KOD, and so did Charlotte, before Asuka came in with an armbar on Flair. Blair came back with a powerbomb, was caught in the Asuka lock. Flair then got a double moonsault for a near fall before Asuka got a suplex. Bianca came in injured in the knee and was carried away as the match went on. Asuka came back with a figure 8, and Blair crawled her way back into the ring and hit a 450 splash for a near fall. Flair then caught Bianca with figure 8 on the injured leg, and Asuka hit Flair with a miss to break it up. Asuka failed to get a pin, and Blair rolled up the champ to become the win. Io Sky and Bayley then rushed out to the ring, and that's to take everyone down with a briefcase before Io cashed it in. Sky then rushed in on an injured Blair and over the moonsault and picked up an easy win, picking up the championship. And yeah, this gets an 8 out of 10 for me. This was Money in the Bank passions spun properly. I thought Charlotte would get the win here to get another title win, but no, it wasn't to be. Bianca wins it out for moments before Io Sky gets it, and I think this has worked perfectly. I think it's what happens to happen. Yeah, it really is time for Io Sky now. And yeah, this was a great way to stay here. And yeah, like I say, absolutely loved it. Io Sky gets the win. I can't wait to see what she does with the title reign. I've got a feeling it's going to be pretty great. It was then main event time, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso for the Universal title. Roman took Jey into the corner as the match started, and Jey shoved him back into the middle of the ring. Jey shoved Roman outside and hit him with a big dive before driving his cousin into the steel steps. Jey brought a table and Heyman tried to negotiate with him before Reigns took control of the match, and Randy got kendo stick and beat Jey down with it before hitting some big clotheslines in the corner. Jey came out with a low blow before the kendo stick and unloaded on the champ before taking him out with another dive to the outside. Back in the ring, Roman came back with Jey down, hit Superman punch and went for a spear, but got rolled up instead. Jay then went for a top rope Uso splash, but Roman kicked out, and Jay got a steel chair and hit Roman with it before getting tons of moving chairs into the ring. Jay wanted to hit Roman with a suplex on the chairs, but Roman denied it and hit a powerbomb on the chairs for a near fall. Roman then got a table out of it and set it up for the corner of the ring before Jay lifted him up, and they both crashed out of the ring and through a table that was there. Jay then got another leather strap and wrapped Roman with it before the champ retreated into the crowd. Jay then chased him into the crowd and was able to put him through a table when Solo came in and stopped him. Solo then got a Uranagi on Jay and sent him through a table before dragging him back to the ringside area. Back in the ring, Roman was about to hit a spear before Jay got through a table that was with Solo with the movie by accident. Jay then came back with a spear of his own before hitting Solo and Roman with steel chairs. Solo came back and was angry at Reigns for spearing him through and letting Jay spear through Reigns through the barricade. Solo clearly announced this, but Jay blocked the spinning Solo before Uso put Reigns through with a big frog splash. Back in the ring, Jay then got the spear and the splash before Jimmy Uso came back and broke the pin, saving Reigns. And Jay then broke Jimmy up and tossed him into the ring, breaking into the ring, letting Reigns pick up the win with a spear. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, the match and the storytelling was absolutely incredible. Throughout, the match was brilliant, of course it was, and yeah, Roman picking up the win to no surprise to anyone, but still the right decision, and yeah, still a great match. But I don't know, Jimmy turning on Jay, I'm just not sure if it's the right decision, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of feels like a turn for the sake of it, and I'm going to give it time because, let's face it, what they've done with the Bloodline deserves time, but I'm really not sure if it's the right decision. I think, yeah, we'll see in the next few weeks. But yeah, personally, I'm not convinced, but I'm going to give it time. But for now, I'm not sure. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10 from me. But yeah, let's see where it goes. Overall, SummerSlam gets 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, on the whole, I really enjoyed SummerSlam. It was a good show, I have to say, a really good show. Yeah, especially liked storytelling throughout. The women's match was really good. And yeah, definitely that's really interesting in it. There were a few contentious points, I'm not going to lie, which is why I probably didn't give it higher. But yeah, I think WWE has earned the trust to see where it all goes. But anyway guys, that's the video. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, let's also for daily wrestling and subscribe for channels, going to get you appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.